Welcome, Leo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a new moon in Scorpio reading for you. We're under the energy of the Scorpio new moon as I'm doing this reading. And this is an area that's going to affect your foundation, Leo. This is where your domestic environment, your home, it need not be a physical place. This is your internal, spiritual, emotional foundation where you feel safe and protected. I'm going to pull an oracle card from the Enchanted Spell Oracle. And I pulled for you the Priestess of Magic. And this energy is tapping into what I am experiencing for you of this retrograde Mercury energy. This is where you are pulling in to critically rethink about your habits, your behaviors, your patterns, and the way that you are getting in touch with your body's wisdom. This is where you are experiencing a miraculous illuminations, particularly those of you that meditate on a consistent or regular basis, where you allow yourself the opportunity to look deeply into those subconscious spaces that are uncomfortable for you, often based on conditioning, the way we have been expected to be or perform. And this is an area where we feel as though we have little to no control. So the magic is evolving for you as you dive into your subconscious, your dreams, just those emotional places within you that are yielding you a certain amount of freedom as you name those emotions that you have previously felt uncomfortable to name. And this is offering you a kind of personal and miraculous illumination. So magic is, it can take in so much, but this I feel is particularly relevant to your ability to know yourself. And so the Hermit, as your overall energy, is about the way in which you not only know yourself, but the way that you explore and are curious about the opportunities that are the result of your research, your internal research. This can be a way in which you recognize and identify, seek out the influence of teachers, of advisors, of a good friend, of someone who you believe knows you. This can be your link with ancestors that is becoming increasingly clear to you. You're understanding that this ancestral protection is always with you, is always guiding you. Underneath the deck, we have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, this is a confirmation that you are understanding how to truly release experiences of failure and disappointment. You are understanding that it is within your control to release and choose experiences or feelings based on your experiences. So I do feel for many of you, you are understanding that happiness is a choice and that your willpower creates that magic. This is very much about the energy of the magician. And the magician is one who comes to understand that all the resources necessary exist within your environment. That is the awareness. And the magic is your understanding how to navigate with the resources that you have, how you can combine those, how you can put those together in creative ways to achieve something that is important to you, that reflects who you are. In the 10th house, your social identity, the way others see you, the sun. This is your card, Leo. This is really opening up to the joy within you, opening up to the pleasure, to the sense of privilege that you feel in your body, in your life, to enjoy the abundance of the universe. This is energy that you carry, that you spark in your social environments. The joy, the freedom, the liberation that you experience to be who you are in a way that uplifts others, that is a service to others, that reminds others of how sacred and privileged our lives are. In the first house, your attitude, your approach, the Page of Pentacles, is one of practical, realistic empowerment. What are the steps that you want to take moving forward? What is the plan? What is the vision that you have for yourself? It's likely that many of you have a very concrete idea of what you want, and you are very determined to create a plan that gets you there. You're understanding that what you want is solid. This can be a new home, a warmer home, a more comfortable, productive, or a luxurious home. This can be a home with a partner, a home that you share with others. This can include your children, your friends, your loved ones. But I do see you identifying some portal, some opportunity for abundance, and creating a plan to get there, being open to learning what's necessary to get there. In the 4th house of your foundation, your home, the 8 of Cups is describing a sense of power that you've gained through your relationships, through your loved ones, through all of the ways that you are in partnership with those in your life, how those partnerships have given you, shown you ways that you are strong, that you are resolute and determined, that you have the courage and the vision to move towards something that is truly significant for you, something that you feel will identify your life, that is the signature of who you are, is within your grasp. You now are willing to make the sacrifices necessary, and sometimes that means moving away from comfortable relationships, easy relationships, towards those that are more challenging for you in order to gain or achieve something of importance. In the 7th house, the house of your significant others, the Queen of Swords. I like this because I do believe you are relying on your reasonable intellect, your ability to be open to new ideas, to hear others out, to ask the right questions regarding what is best for you, and to understand that your role in many relationships is to reflect back to others what it is that they too are looking for in relationship. So you are one who has clear ideas informed by information. You're using the energy of Mercury's retrograde to challenge your own assumptions, to no longer rest on the habits and behaviors that you have that have been patterned in a way that no longer works for you. So you're opening up to the challenge of those, and you provide that same opportunity for others with whom you are in partnership with. And this is beautiful because it indicates a way in which you now are building up relationships based on agreements that you initiate and evolve with others. You take that on as part of the work of building strong relationships, getting to know each other now. understanding each other's needs now and ways in which they can, or in some cases cannot, be achieved. If this reading is resonating for you, Leo, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate all the ways that you support me. Thank you so much for that. And I'm going to clarify these cards with the Ethereal deck and finish off with the Crystal Oracle. The first house, the house of your perspective, your approach, is clarified by the Emperor and the Five of Wands. So this is very much the energy that I'm feeling for you in general. You have gathered the courage and the sense of personal control to enter into a problem-solving team, to work towards finding a solution with others. You have released the desire or the ability, the interest in controlling things outside of yourself that are not within your control. But you see that clearly. You see the expenditure of resources controlling others now as futile, as a waste, as something that you've spent a lot of time doing in the past, that you now understand the seat of your power rests within you. Having mastery over your own resources and energy. And that is what prepares you to be a productive teammate, to work with others, to take the energy, the resources that you have, and together to create a solution, to build something up, and to recognize that as an opportunity for growth for all members, no matter where you stand, where your strengths or talents stand in regard to other teammates. Everyone has the opportunity to lead and follow, to learn and to teach. In the fourth house, the Eight of Cups is clarified by the Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. This is quite beautiful. I see you working really, really hard to establish healthy relationships. In fact, all of your contracts that you are building as a result of seeing an important goal that you want to work towards is encouraging you to find fairness and equality, equity in all of your relationships. All of your contracts are entered with this expectation that you and others are going to work as hard in order to keep things fair and productive, to reach that goal. You're willing to put everything into your effort because the goal is that important to you, and the goal absolutely revolves around maximizing the abundance that is available to you. Naming that, working towards that, making sure everything is balancing out for you and for others. You're putting yourself forward as a key member on the team, as a valuable player who understands what is right for themselves. So you're getting what's right for you. You're aiming yourself towards your goals, and you're understanding that working with others can maximize your effort. In the seventh house, the Queen of Swords here is clarified by the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Cups. Okay, so we have 3 eights on the table, which is significant. That's very important. That's a pretty healthy number there. But here we're shifting from Pentacles, which have been featured significantly, to Cups. So you're grounded in what is important, what is realistic, what is practical, and you're now turning your attention in relationships to your feelings. Much of the Eight of Cups is also a repeat, so that you are clear that relationships have built you up to a certain level of courage and strength. You've learned about yourself, about who you are through relationships, many of which have perhaps failed or been a disappointment in some significant way. But you're moving through that towards the sense of pursuing your own dreams, understanding and discovering your imaginative and creative potential, pursuing your desire from a place of understanding that there is more available to you than you may even currently understand is there. But you can't know that until you are clear. You name your feelings and thus are able to identify what it is you truly want. This is you not falling back on what you've always done in the past. This is you opening up to the possibility of new relationships, new constellations of relationships, new ways of thinking about yourself in concert with others, new ways of working on the way that you and others work together towards being productive and achieving something important. The beautiful thing about the Sun card in this position is your focus on happiness, on productivity, on sharing your light, on experiencing joy, which immediately puts me into the mind of your vision of your community as being global. You see your energy as expanding, as directing itself outward, much as the sun. It's as though the sun is your model. And I'm going to clarify the sun with the Seven of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. This is very, very auspicious for those of you that are really trying to maximize the material abundance in your life. And beyond your own particular individual experience, you are looking at this as a way in which you envision the potential of the world around you, the community you live in, the world at large. But that rests on a clear understanding of your own healthy boundaries, the limitations that you construct around your desires, so that you are less distracted by the demands of others. This is within agreements as well as beyond agreements, that you are working very hard to make your agreements explicit with others. That includes all relationships with friends, with siblings, with parents, with children, with colleagues, with associates at every level. Being clear about what the expectation is and what the return is for you, what the reward is. That is an area where you're putting in a lot of work to make that transparent, to make that fair. But you're also understanding that within that context, you have to be clear about what you can and can't do, what you will and won't do, in a way that protects your ability to exercise your talents. You can't be working navigating the opportunities in your life if you're being pulled off track by requests from others, the needs of others, putting out fires for others simply because you can. Those in your environment have the ability to respect your space and your need to do your work, to exercise your talents. And that's what your abundance, your vision of abundance rests on. I'm going to finish up this reading, Leo, with an oracle card, and I pulled out the Amazonite. That spoke to me. And the key words are life purpose. I'm fully aligned to and living my life purpose. Kudos to you, Leo. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. And until next time, namaste.